Thanks for joining us. I'm Taunya Banta, Manager of Inclusion Services, and I'm here today with our Legacy Award winners, and we're going to chat about some questions that our families have. Before we get started, I will let you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Jamie Vandergriff, and I'm from the North Canton, Ohio KinderCare, and I've been with KinderCare for 8 years.
I am April Dandurand. I'm with Hickman KinderCare, and I've been with KinderCare for 5 years.
My name's Krystal Chavez, and I'm from the Laguna, Niquel, California KinderCare, and I've been with KinderCare for about 4 years.
Like I said before, we have some questions from our families that I was hoping we could chat about today. Sound good? All right. First question. What would you do to help a new child feel more welcome on their first day of school at KinderCare?
I've been a 2-year-old teacher for 4 years, so a lot of kids that have started in our center, sometimes a lot of it, they're in an in-home center and then get transitioned into a child care center at around 2 years old. So a lot of my kids that I was with were first timers. So I think just making it a warm and welcoming transition in. We always have a cubby ready, names up, welcome to your classroom. I always encourage them to bring things from home that make them feel comfortable and secure and happy, and just all the fun projects to do on their first day of school.
As a new parent myself, I'm wondering what we can expect, because I think I've noticed sometimes that it's harder for the parents than it is for the child. So, you know, if on my child's first day I'm dropping off and they're upset and I have to leave them when they're upset, do you have any words of advice for me as a parent?
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like parents, it's always harder for them, especially with infants. You know, that's the first time they're departing with their child. They've been home for 3-4 months, if not longer, and you know, there's separation. And a lot of times I think parents do get upset. Usually it's pictures, phone calls, you know, just little emails, you know, just letting you guys know, like, hey, they're okay, they're happy. We're very focused on that dedication, especially with infants, on teachers being in the room with the kids at their level, you know, so there's so much engagement and, you know, cuddling and loving and nurturing environment.
It really is that home away from home.
It
right?
is, you know, and that's what we really try to focus on, is making it that home away from home, so parents are comfortable leaving their kids for 8 to 10 hours a day with somebody that's going to care and love them just like they would at home.
I know with some of them, like you said, talking about drop-offs, it's really hard for the parent to have like a routine with your child for a drop-off, and plan that with your child. Say, okay, when we go to school, you're gonna have so much fun. Be very positive and upbeat, because if they feel that the parent's secure and safe, they're gonna know that this is a safe place to stay. And having that relationship with the teacher and the parent and working together, but having that routine to know that, okay, we're gonna do a high five, we're gonna wave at the door, we're gonna do hugs and kisses, and then mommy's gonna go work and I get to see you afterwards. So have that routine so they know what to expect. And have that security. Yes, absolutely.
I think this would be a great question for our toddler teachers here. How do you handle the first week in daycare for a toddler specifically?
Toddlers is a very fun age, challenging, and I think toddlers is where they really start to feel connection as well as separation from parents. So it can be very challenging, you know, drop-offs at the beginning, just because they're not used to it. You know, they can't talk, so a lot of it is, you know,
Communicating through.
Yeah, they're communicating through more or less emotions. So dropping off for the first time, I think it can be rough, but like I said, if you're there, welcoming, open arms, communication with parents, and, you know, just letting them know, maybe letting them know what's going to go on through the day, giving a copy of the schedule, or, you know, what we do throughout the day will make them feel a little bit more comfortable, and then help the child feel comfortable as well.
I would say definitely a lot of comforting and distractions.
Distractions are huge for
Hey,
toddlers.
come look at this. Let's try to do this.
Outside time's a big one too. Like, you get them outside, like, we're gonna go
out the
outside in
Makes
20
transition
minutes.
so easy.
Yep, yes.
How do you guide children to make better choices when they're engaging in challenging behaviors?
I would say a lot of that positive redirection with them, or showing them what like a good choice is, and showing them that we expect great things, and we know that you can make great choices, and redirect, but also having the other children help them make good choices as well. Because a lot of time sometimes it's for attention and all of that. So if you redirect them into a positive attention, they're more willing to join the class and make the better choice.
Totally.
So
Also giving them lots of options.
yeah, choices.
Choices to choose from. I would say definitely the positive reinforcement.
Yep, I was going to say
direction,
Praise. all of
praise
that.
every time
Yeah.
they do something fantastic and actually make a good choice. And then they kind of veer away from making
Making them feel
choice.
special, like
Yeah.
it's what they're doing and what they can help out with, kind
Giving
of
them jobs to
resets
help.
their
Absolutely.
mind.
Jobs is a good one. We use that a lot. It gives them that leadership in the classroom.
Absolutely, yeah. I love what you guys said about how, behavior is, kind of a form of communication, right? Like understanding what is it that this child is looking for? Is it attention or what is it? And then being able to teach them or show them that positive behavior that they can use to get the same thing, right? Because I think sometimes we forget that kids aren't born knowing how to do these things, right?
Yeah.
That just like all the other skills we're teaching them, behaviors are a part of that. I love that. Next question, I love this one. What inspires you to teach?
The smiles on their faces, the joy
The
they
excitement,
bring. Excitement.
excitement
yeah.
of doing something new, doing something for the first time.
After they've mastered a skill.
Yeah.
Just even showing off their artwork.
Their excitement to come to school, their excitement to see you, seeing you at the grocery store outside of school.
Why
And
don't you live at school?
yeah, you don't live here?
It's just like completely confused.
Yeah.
So you could leave. Yeah.
Just,
Carrying
yeah.
the laughter.
Oh.
The parents, the communication with them and
Relationships
with them
They
that you
carry on
build.
through the years, that's for sure.
Yep.
Watching them
yeah.
grow and progress over time is the most rewarding part. Makes you want to go back to work again. Oh, I've got this next
Right.
project to do with them.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, even at the end of a hard day, you know that you've done something meaningful, right? Every single day. So this question actually came from a parent on Facebook, and I'm going to read it directly. It says, I currently have a 2-year-old attending KinderCare, and we love it. We are expecting our second in September, and he will have Down syndrome. What kind of support can I expect from the KinderCare staff as far as assisting him in reaching his physical milestones in the first 2 years?
So at our center, we actually have a little boy with Down syndrome. He's 3, but I know that sometimes the milestones aren't reached. It's typical, but you can never compare kid to kid. Every kid is going to be different. Every kid develops differently. So with the teachers at KinderCare, from infants all the way up to school age, that's our pride, our joy, our goals is to help them reach those milestones. So whatever things that we can do to help them is something we are going to do. And in the infant rooms, being on the floor, down with them, helping them crawl, sitting up, rolling over, getting into walking, and that's pride for teachers as well as it is for parents.
Yeah, it's just understanding. Like you said, every child is unique in their development, and so it's just understanding where they are. And
Every child's going to learn at a different timeline.
what are some things you do in the classroom to prepare kids for kindergarten?
For us, we use a lot, they have to learn how to, sit still for a little while. So we grow on circle time. So when they first come in for the fall, it's 5-10 minutes. But then we grow as the year goes on. So learning their social skills, how to talk with their friends, how to use their words, how to solve problems on their own with a little bit of guidance. We do puppets and stuff to help with social skills. But then learning their letters and all of that in a fun way. Respecting teachers, you're going to have different teachers that come in and out, so learning to respect all teachers that come in.
And that flexibility
Yes,
too.
yep, absolutely. Being independent, I know a lot of it, because in kindergarten there's not somewhat, it's different than preschool. So having that independent of hanging up your book bag, getting things out, washing your hands, all of that type of stuff.
My child was a very shy, timid child, never transitioned well into rooms. And, I graduated pre-K and he was going off to kindergarten. And I'm like, I don't know how he's going to do. He's always been with me, clung to me, didn't change. And I was the one crying and he was waving bye to me on the first day. And I was like, oh, okay, well, have a good first day of school. But that was KinderCare. They prepared him for that first day, and going out and doing it on his own and conquering that school. And it's amazing what going through that program does for the kids.
Another question from one of our parents. How do you get kids to try new foods? A parent emailed us saying, at home, my toddler only eats spaghetti with chicken crumbles, mac and cheese, bagels with cream cheese, toast with jam, and a cheese quesadilla. She also eats apples, bananas, oranges, and cereal. Drinks milk, orange juice, and water. No luck on getting her to eat anything else.
I have a few tricks
Ooh,
that
let's hear 'em.
I've learned over time. Also with an actual specialist that used to come on site and help with a child that actually really was such a picky eater, wouldn't try absolutely anything. It almost gave them anxiety. So a few things, if it's to where they just absolutely don't want to try anything, I would say put everything in separate separate plates, separate bowls, and then whatever it is that they do like, place that first plate in front of them, and the second one kind of nearby, but to where they can see it. Even just doing like one-on-one, getting down to their level. Will you give it a kiss? Give it a kiss. Now will you give it a lick? And then just kind of gradually build up to that until they actually, okay, I'm gonna finally do it. I'm gonna try it. Because sometimes it's usually a texture. I've noticed with some kids, the smell or just how it looks.
If there's a real aversion there, sometimes maybe you do need those extra steps just to get to like trying the food, right?
We do a lot of like no thank you bites. Like at least try it or lick it. Like just try it. If you don't like it, but you've tried it. Yeah. You know, so we do like a lot of no thank you bites before you get like something else. Like just try it, lick it, you know. Because we have a lot of picky eaters too.
Yep. You try it once
So
before
try
you,
it
and then
once.
you can
Yeah.
get seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you just try the green bean or the small kernel of corn.
Yeah.
Like,
There was one picky eater. She was 3 in the preschool classroom, and no, I don't want this. I don't like this. And then over the week of her being there with all her peers around her during each time they ate lunch, she was looking around, and then all of a sudden you like watching from afar. I'm like, there she goes. She's going for it. She's going for it. After she just sat there like observing everyone else.
And I know another one is what that food does for your body. So like we had one that did not like milk, but he loved Spider-Man. So milk makes Spider-Man really strong and has strong bones and gives him energy, and that worked, you know. So kind of figure out what works for each child, but what that, you know, food or that drink does for your body.
with like the family style dining, you know, the kids get super excited to scoop their own food and put it on their plate, and we have a teacher that does like the 1-2 bite. Yeah. So everybody gets their spoon and puts the same food on it, and they count, and then they take a bite. And so they'll do it in different languages and things like that to just get them to try everything that's on the plate.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's like a game. It's exciting, and
Like, here's the first challenge.
yep.
Here we go. We're all gonna
Mastered
do it
corn
together.
now.
It's like
Yep.
jumping into a pool together.
I guess kind of in the same food vein, how do you handle toddlers with food allergies?
We really try to accommodate every family. So, I mean, they do bring food from outside in, of course, pre-made, packaged, and then we have one of those food labels on there. They're so intelligent, especially at that age. They start to learn and know that, okay, this is my food, and I can't have that food. I mean, they gradually learn these things. Their little brains are like sponges.
Oh my gosh. I remember visiting a 2-year-old classroom one time, and all of the kids in the class could tell you who drank cow's milk, who drank soy milk,
Oh,
who
yeah.
drank almond milk.
Coming from a parent that has a little boy who has a peanut allergy and egg sensitivity, you know, it's hard, but like we have menus throughout the whole center. So the cook has a menu with all the substitutions, what allergies there are. There's the allergy list inside the classrooms that the teachers have, front office has. So everybody has these substitution lists. So, you know, we are a complete nut-free facility because of those severe allergies. So we have all of our substitutions that our cook will make for the dairy allergies or, you know, the dietary preferences, because it's not always just allergies, it's the dietary preferences as well. So that kind of helps us out. And, you know, having the teachers down on their level eating with them, sitting next to those kids, you can keep your eye on that a little bit better.
So moving on from food, what are your top potty training tips?
Oh, this is a good one.
Favorite.
It's my, yes, I think it's our favorite. Like potty training was a goal of mine for when they left my classroom. They will be potty trained. It's a lot of communication with parents, you know, talking about when they're ready, when we think they're ready. There's been a lot of kids where parents are like, oh, we're going to do it soon. And I'm like, no, I really think they're ready. Let's just do it. I would always tell them, Monday morning, bring me in 5 sets of clothes, underwear, socks, shoes, pants, everything, and let me do it for you. I mean, you're going to have accidents.
Can I?
Yeah, you sure can, yeah, you know, but you know, it's learning for them. It's a goal for me, it's a goal for them. It's encouragement, it's motivation, you know, it's getting them to do something new and to master that before they move out to that, you know, next classroom. It's rewarding, you know, I can do this. I can go into the bathroom and tell you I have to go potty. I can pull my pants up by myself and wash my hands, you know, so to me it was always like, let's just do it. We'll do it, and let me take care of all that dirty work for you, and you pick them up at the end of the day and continue at home. But once you start, you don't stop. You cannot stop.
There's no going back.
There is none. But that's kind of what my techniques were.
I would tell the parent, okay, start on a Friday and do 3 days of that potty boot camp, and I'll see you on Monday, and let's get this rolling. Same thing, lots of extra clothes, constantly reminding them the first couple of weeks, okay, let's go potty, okay, let's go try, and try to make it really fun.
Do you do that?
I always try to, in the very beginning, I'd say like the first week, I feel like it's always every hour. You're kind of checking on them every 30 to an hour, trying to encourage them to go. And then after the week, and they kind of get the hang of the whole concept of going to the bathroom, okay, it's coming. And then into the second week, kind of making the timing a little bit longer. Of course, encouraging liquids as well, so that they know, okay, I gotta go. But it's definitely just consistency between home and school, and having that communication with the parents, and being very motivational about it, encouraging, because I feel like sometimes parents are like, they paid their pants again. It's like, it's okay.
They learn from every accident.
They do.
And the accident's going to happen.
And the accidents are going to happen.
Even if it's in the middle of the grocery store.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay.
It's
They
okay.
learn. They now know the feeling. You know, it's every accident is a learning experience for them. And as discouraging as it is to have all those, they learn from every single one. It is part of that process.
You guys, thank you so much for being here today with us, and thank you for everything you do for all of our families. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and look to see what a KinderCare center in your community is up to.